My three biggest fears in life are, number one day getting into an accident and being taken to the hospital and not having on a clean pair of underwear. Number two, forgetting the intro to my speech during a speech competition. And number three, one day owning a yard which looks worse than the neighbor's. Today, I will be addressing the issue of water waste, and more specifically, the water wasted on lawns, how it affects people in some parts of the world, and lastly, what can be done to help. Have you ever been woken up early on a sunny and otherwise perfect summer morning by the sound of a lawnmower? For me, the perfect summer morning is when the sun is shining, the breeze is blowing, the birds are singing, and the lawnmower is broken. And it's all thanks to my dad's love for a well-manicured lawn. But as much as I appreciate his dedication to yard work, there may be a bigger issue at play here. The average American household uses around 320 gallons of water every day, and around 30% of that water is used outdoors, primarily for lawn care and gardening. That's a lot of water. Of course, we all know how important water is to everyday life, but we have the luxury of having unlimited access to clean water and can even choose if we want it to be hot or cold on demand. Unfortunately, and as many already know, this isn't the case for many people around the world. According to the CDC, around 2 billion people lack access to a safely managed drinking water service at home. Of these, around 800 million don't have access to a basic drinking water service at all. This impacts every stretch of their lives, including everything from washing their clothes to economic opportunity and even their overall health. While it's important to address immediate needs and problems, it is equally important to seek long-term change. The 2023 conservation speech topic is Backyard Conservation. Don't water it down. If we wish to continue to reap the benefits of one of our most plentiful and basic necessities, we need to make sure we address problems at the source and push for long-term change. In other words, while setting up water treatment facilities in all parts of the world will massively change many people's lives, I believe it is equally important to seek long-term sustainability through changing how people think about their water use. Or as my dad would say, being proactive and not reactive. The only way to absolute water sustainability is a shift in society as a whole toward being more mindful and efficient with our water use. So, what can be done to help? One solution is to rethink our lawn care habits. Instead of watering our lawns every day, we could maybe collect rainwater and use that to water our lawns and plants instead. Or maybe lay down mulch to help retain moisture in the soil. We can also explore other alternatives like rocks or other landscaping options that require little to no water, also known as xeriscaping. We can also just simply be mindful of how much water we use and waste on a daily basis. There are also some more long-term solutions we can consider. For example, we can plant native, drought-resistant plant types that require little to no water during dry spells. We can also install drip irrigation systems, which can be even more efficient than traditional sprinkler systems. Newly built houses could be built to collect gray water or wastewater from sinks, showers, and washing machines, and use that to water our lawns and non-edible plants instead. In fact, this water can be even better for the plant than regular water. Whatever the solution may be, it's important to remember that real change starts with one household at a time and one person at a time. By making small changes in our own lives and perhaps promoting others to do the same, we can help reduce water waste and make a real difference. While it may seem like a completely unattainable goal now, I'm sure many of you remember the phasing out of smoking indoors in our country and how this change was made not only by laws and policies, but by societal change. After all, it's called backyard conservation because the change can and hopefully will start in your own backyard. But we also need to make sure we work together as communities and as a society to address this issue, and not water it down. While writing the intro to this speech, I got around to asking my dad why he does cut the grass so early in the summers. Apparently, cutting the grass earlier means you have to water it less later because much less moisture is lost during the cooler parts of the day. I never thought I'd be saying this, but maybe there's a silver lining to my dad's early morning lawn care routine. I'm still not sure if I'm more impressed by his dedication to the yard or by his ability to function before the sun even rises. In conclusion, the issue of water waste is definitely a pressing one, but we all have a role to play in addressing it. By rethinking our lawn care habits at home and being mindful of how much water we waste, we can make a real difference. But we also need to think outside of our own households and work together as a society to protect this precious resource. In the words of Rob Stewart, a photographer and conservationist, there is simply no issue more important. Conservation is the preservation of human life on Earth, and that, above all else, is worth fighting for. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will join me in this undeniably important effort.